Before Hollywood stars filled garages with Ferraris and Lamborghinis, there was the Duesenberg, and one actor in particular fell completely under its spell. Clark Gable's Model JN wasn't just a car, it was one of Hollywood's first true celebrity automotive obsessions. Number 20. The Duesenberg Model JN was one of the final evolutions of America's most extravagant car.
Rated it to a supercharged specification, which ups the horsepower and makes it.
The Duesenberg Model JN represented one of the last chapters in the story of one of America's most legendary luxury automobiles. Introduced during the mid-1930s, the Model JN was an updated version of the famous Model J, which had already established a reputation as the most prestigious American car of its era. The JN version featured several refinements designed to modernize the vehicle's appearance and performance. One of the most noticeable changes involved the chassis and suspension design. Engineers lowered the car slightly compared with earlier Model J examples, giving it a sleeker and more contemporary stance. This lowered profile improved both visual proportions and road stability. Other updates included subtle modifications to the body styling and interior appointments, which helped keep the vehicle competitive among wealthy buyers who expected both luxury and cutting-edge engineering. Only a small number of Model JN cars were ever produced, making them exceptionally rare even during their own time. For Hollywood stars like Clark Gable, owning such a car signaled both wealth and refined taste. The Model JN combined American engineering strength with coach-built craftsmanship, meaning that each vehicle could be customized according to the owner's preferences. The rarity and exclusivity of the Model JN made it especially appealing to celebrities who wanted automobiles that stood apart from ordinary luxury cars. Clark Gable's fascination with the car reflected his appreciation for powerful machines that also possessed elegance and prestige. At a time when automobiles were becoming important status symbols in Hollywood, the Duesenberg Model JN stood at the very top of the automotive hierarchy. Number 19. The Duesenberg engine was one of the most powerful available in its era. One of the defining features of the Duesenberg Model JN was the remarkable engine that powered it. Under the long hood sat a massive straight-8 engine designed to deliver extraordinary performance for a luxury automobile. While many luxury cars of the 1930s prioritized smoothness and quiet operation, Duesenberg engineers believed that prestige should also include speed and mechanical excellence. The engine featured advanced engineering elements such as dual overhead camshafts and 4 valves per cylinder. These features allowed the engine to breathe efficiently and produce impressive power output. At a time when many automobiles struggled to reach moderate speeds, the Duesenberg possessed the capability to travel far faster than most cars on the road. Drivers often remarked on the smooth yet powerful character of the engine. Despite its impressive performance, the power delivery remained refined enough for comfortable cruising. For someone like Clark Gable, who enjoyed driving as much as he enjoyed collecting automobiles, this combination of luxury and performance was irresistible. The engine also contributed to the car's reputation as one of the most technologically advanced vehicles of its time. Duesenberg automobiles were frequently advertised with the phrase, "It's a doozy," emphasizing their unmatched quality and engineering. Owning such a machine meant possessing not only a luxury vehicle, but also one of the most sophisticated mechanical creations available during that era. Number 18. Every Duesenberg Model JN body was built by a custom coach builder.
California garage, a team of skilled craftsmen are restoring one of the rarest American road once again.
Unlike modern automobiles produced on standardized assembly lines, the Duesenberg Model JN followed a different production philosophy. Duesenberg manufactured the chassis and mechanical components, but the body itself was created by independent coach builders. These specialized firms designed and constructed custom bodies according to the wishes of each buyer. When a wealthy client purchased a Duesenberg, they often worked closely with a coach building company to determine the exact appearance of their vehicle. Body styles could vary widely, including elegant coupes, convertible roadsters, and elaborate touring cars. Materials, paint colors, interior fabrics, and decorative details could all be tailored to the owner's preferences. This process meant that no two Duesenberg automobiles were exactly alike. Clark Gable's Model JN therefore reflected not only the engineering of the Duesenberg company, but also the artistic vision of the craftsmen who created its body. Coach builders such as Rolston, Murphy, and Derham became famous for their ability to transform a mechanical chassis into a rolling work of art. For Hollywood celebrities, this customization process allowed them to create vehicles that expressed their personal style. The Duesenberg Model JN was therefore both a luxury automobile and a handcrafted design object. Number 17, the car's long hood symbolized power and prestige. One of the most striking visual elements of the Duesenberg Model JN was its extraordinarily long hood. This design feature served both practical and symbolic purposes. Practically, the hood needed to accommodate the large straight-8 engine that powered the vehicle. The engine size required significant space within the chassis, resulting in the car's elongated front section. Symbolically, however, the long hood communicated prestige and mechanical superiority. During the 1930s, a car's proportions often reflected its status. Vehicles with long hoods suggested powerful engines and advanced engineering hidden beneath the bodywork. For luxury automobiles like the Duesenberg, this visual language reinforced the idea that the car belonged to an elite category of machines. When Clark Gable drove his Model JN through Los Angeles streets, the car's proportions would have immediately attracted attention. The long hood, elegant fenders, and imposing grille created an unmistakable presence that distinguished the vehicle from ordinary automobiles. Even when parked, the car conveyed authority and sophistication. The design became one of the defining characteristics of Duesenberg automobiles and contributed significantly to their enduring appeal among collectors. Number 16, the Duesenberg dashboard looked more like an aircraft cockpit than a car interior.
And polished. And finally set loose.
Not just for show. In fact, that's kind of secondary.
Inside the Duesenberg Model JN, the driver encountered an instrument panel unlike those found in most other automobiles of the period. The dashboard contained a collection of gauges and controls that resembled the cockpit instruments of an aircraft. Duesenberg engineers believed that drivers should have access to detailed mechanical information about the car's performance. The dashboard therefore included gauges for oil pressure, engine temperature, fuel levels, and other critical measurements. These instruments were arranged across the panel in polished metal housings that reflected the craftsmanship of the era. For drivers like Clark Gable, who appreciated machines and mechanical detail, this dashboard design added to the excitement of driving the car. Instead of simply steering and accelerating, the driver could monitor the behavior of the engine and other systems in real time. The cockpit-like layout also reinforced the idea that the Duesenberg was not just a luxury vehicle, but a high-performance machine capable of remarkable speed. The interior design therefore blended luxury materials with functional instrumentation, creating an environment that felt both elegant and technically advanced. Number 15, the Duesenberg Model JN used hydraulic brakes when many cars still relied on mechanical systems.
Get it into neutral, push the clutch in again, slide that into second.
During the early decades of automotive development, braking technology was still evolving rapidly. Many automobiles of the 1930s continued to rely on mechanical braking systems that used rods and cables to transmit force from the brake pedal to the wheels. While these systems could function adequately, they often required constant adjustment and did not always deliver consistent stopping performance. The Duesenberg Model JN stood apart by using a more advanced hydraulic braking system. Instead of relying on mechanical linkages, the system used pressurized brake fluid to transfer force evenly to each wheel. When the driver pressed the brake pedal, hydraulic pressure moved through sealed lines to activate the braking mechanisms at the wheels. This allowed the car to slow more smoothly and with greater reliability than many competing vehicles. Hydraulic brakes also distributed braking force more evenly, which improved control during sudden stops. For a large and powerful luxury car like the Model JN, dependable braking was extremely important. Drivers needed confidence that the car could be slowed safely, despite its considerable weight and performance capability. For Clark Gable, who appreciated both speed and mechanical excellence, the presence of modern braking technology likely enhanced the appeal of his Duesenberg. The hydraulic system demonstrated how the car combined luxury craftsmanship with innovative engineering. At a time when many vehicles still relied on outdated technology, the Model JN represented the cutting edge of automotive design. Number 14, the Duesenberg's massive grille became a symbol of automotive authority. Few design elements are as instantly recognizable as the towering chrome grille on the front of a Duesenberg automobile. The Model JN featured one of the most imposing grilles ever installed on a production car. The vertical design dominated the vehicle's front end and served both functional and symbolic purposes. Functionally, the grille allowed large amounts of air to flow into the engine compartment to cool the powerful straight-8 engine. The engine produced substantial heat during operation, and proper airflow was necessary to maintain reliable performance. Symbolically, however, the grille projected an unmistakable sense of authority and prestige. During the 1930s, automobile manufacturers often used distinctive front-end designs to establish brand identity. The Duesenberg grille quickly became associated with wealth, luxury, and mechanical superiority. When Clark Gable arrived somewhere in his Model JN, the grille alone would have signaled that the car belonged to a very exclusive category of automobiles. Its polished chrome surfaces reflected sunlight dramatically, making the car stand out even in crowded city streets. Over time, this bold design became one of the defining visual features of Duesenberg vehicles. Even today, collectors and historians can identify a Duesenberg instantly by the distinctive shape of its grille. The design helped transform the automobile into a rolling statement of status and engineering excellence. Number 13. The car's hood contained multiple ventilation panels to control engine heat. The enormous engine inside the Duesenberg Model JN generated significant heat during operation. To manage this heat effectively, engineers incorporated numerous ventilation panels along the sides of the hood. These louvers allowed hot air from the engine compartment to escape while the vehicle was in motion. As the car traveled forward, airflow moved through the engine bay and exited through these vents, helping maintain stable engine temperatures. Without proper ventilation, heat could accumulate inside the compartment and reduce engine efficiency. The rows of vents therefore played an important mechanical role in maintaining reliable performance. At the same time, they contributed to the visual character of the vehicle. The pattern of louvers along the hood gave the car a purposeful and aggressive appearance. Observers could immediately sense that the machine contained powerful mechanical components beneath its bodywork. For Clark Gable, who appreciated cars that combine beauty with engineering sophistication, these details reinforced the appeal of the Model JN. The ventilation panels represented another example of how functional elements were integrated into the overall design of the car. Even features created for purely mechanical reasons contributed to the dramatic aesthetic that made Duesenberg automobiles so distinctive. Number 12, the Duesenberg suspension was designed to handle both luxury and speed.
Feel that supercharger kick in? Yo! On the airport, this one is not on the road. It doesn't have any plates on it, so it's not like you...
The Duesenberg Model JN was expected to perform two roles simultaneously. It needed to provide a comfortable ride for wealthy owners while also delivering the performance expected from one of the most powerful cars of its time. Achieving this balance required a carefully engineered suspension system. The chassis used a combination of leaf springs and shock absorbers designed to absorb road imperfections while maintaining stability at high speeds. When traveling on rough roads, the suspension softened the impact of bumps and vibrations so passengers could ride in comfort. At the same time, the system remained firm enough to control the heavy vehicle during faster driving. Engineers carefully tuned the suspension geometry so the car would remain stable when cornering or braking. This balance of comfort and control helped distinguish the Duesenberg from many competing luxury vehicles. Some cars of the era focused solely on smoothness while sacrificing handling precision. Others emphasized speed but delivered harsh ride quality. The Model JN managed to combine both characteristics successfully. For Clark Gable, this meant he could enjoy powerful performance while still experiencing the refined ride expected from a luxury automobile. The suspension system therefore played a key role in making the Duesenberg both exciting and comfortable to drive. Number 11, owning a Duesenberg became one of the earliest Hollywood status symbols.
Gable. In fact, Gable and Carol Lombard fell in love.
During the golden age of Hollywood, automobiles became powerful symbols of success and celebrity. Among the many luxury cars available, the Duesenberg stood at the very top of the hierarchy. Owning one signaled that its driver had achieved exceptional wealth and prestige. Clark Gable's Model JN became part of a larger cultural trend in which movie stars expressed their success through extravagant automobiles. When celebrities arrived at film premieres or social gatherings in vehicles like the Duesenberg, photographers and fans immediately took notice. The cars were large, elegant, and visually striking, making them perfect companions for glamorous Hollywood lifestyles. For actors like Gable, the automobile served as both transportation and personal statement. Driving a Duesenberg communicated confidence, sophistication, and power. The brand's reputation for engineering excellence further enhanced its prestige. By the 1930s, the phrase "it's a doozy" had become a popular expression used to describe something extraordinary. In Hollywood circles, owning such a car meant belonging to an elite group of individuals who could afford the very best. Clark Gable's fascination with his Model JN helped establish the tradition of celebrity car culture that continues today. Modern movie stars often collect exotic sports cars, but during Gable's era, the Duesenberg represented the ultimate automotive prize. Number 10, the Duesenberg Model JN featured a supercharger option that dramatically increased its performance.
On the road around the airport, this one is not on the road. It doesn't have any plates on it, so it's not like.
This J has a 400 horsepower dual carburetor supercharged straight 8 twin cam engine.
One of the most fascinating aspects of the Duesenberg Model JN was the availability of a factory-installed supercharger. At a time when most luxury cars focused primarily on comfort rather than raw performance, Duesenberg offered customers the option of boosting the power of their already impressive straight-8 engine. A supercharger works by forcing additional air into the engine's combustion chambers. By compressing the incoming air, the engine can burn more fuel during each combustion cycle, which results in a significant increase in power output. For the Model JN, the supercharger transformed the already formidable engine into something even more extraordinary. The added power allowed the car to reach speeds that many drivers of the 1930s would have considered astonishing for such a large luxury automobile. Despite its size and weight, a supercharged Duesenberg could accelerate with remarkable authority. For drivers like Clark Gable, whom enjoyed powerful machines, this option would have made the car even more appealing. The supercharger also became a distinctive visual feature because it was often mounted prominently near the engine, with polished metal components visible beneath the hood. This mechanical addition reinforced the idea that the Duesenberg was not merely a luxury car, but a performance machine, capable of rivaling many smaller sports cars of the era. Number 9, the Duesenberg steering system was engineered to control an extremely heavy vehicle.
Here, so push in the clutch, get it into neutral, push the clutch in again.
Driving a Duesenberg Model JN required more physical involvement than operating a modern automobile. One reason was the car's substantial weight. Built with a massive engine, heavy steel chassis, and luxurious bodywork, the Model JN weighed considerably more than many other vehicles of its era. To control this weight effectively, engineers designed a steering system capable of handling the demands of such a large machine. The steering mechanism relied entirely on mechanical linkages rather than hydraulic assistance. This meant that the driver's strength played an important role in maneuvering the vehicle, particularly at low speeds. Turning the large steering wheel required deliberate effort, especially when parking or navigating tight spaces. However, once the car was moving, the steering became more manageable and provided excellent feedback about the road surface. Drivers could feel subtle changes in traction and road conditions through the steering wheel. For someone like Clark Gable, who enjoyed the sensation of operating powerful machinery, this direct mechanical connection likely added to the driving experience. The steering system made the driver an active participant in controlling the car, rather than simply guiding it with minimal effort. Number 8. The Duesenberg used an unusually long wheelbase to enhance ride comfort.
Vehicles, getting these vehicles out, that is part of their preservation.
They were the elite American automobile.
One of the key design characteristics of the Duesenberg Model JN was its extremely long wheelbase. The wheelbase refers to the distance between the front and rear axles of a vehicle. In the case of the Model JN, this distance was significantly longer than that of most ordinary automobiles from the same era. Engineers intentionally designed the chassis this way to improve ride comfort and stability. A longer wheelbase allows a car to glide more smoothly over uneven road surfaces because the suspension has more space to absorb bumps before they affect the passenger compartment. For luxury automobiles, this smooth ride quality was highly desirable. Wealthy buyers expected their cars to deliver a refined experience even when traveling on rough roads. The extended wheelbase also contributed to the car's impressive visual presence. The elongated proportions made the Duesenberg appear majestic and imposing when viewed from the side. For Clark Gable, driving a car with such commanding proportions would have made a strong statement wherever he went. The long chassis allowed coach builders to design spacious interiors as well, giving passengers plenty of room to sit comfortably during long journeys. Number 7. The Duesenberg's headlights were massive to illuminate dark roads of the era.
Blackout lights look like on a World War II Jeep at night. Let's check it out. First up, we've got our normal headlights. Now these...
Lovely light steering. Open the exhaust cutout and it makes a thundering straight 8 engine.
Driving during the 1930s presented challenges that modern drivers rarely consider. Many roads were poorly lit, and street lighting in rural areas was often non-existent. To address this issue, the Duesenberg Model JN featured exceptionally large headlights designed to illuminate the road ahead as effectively as possible. These headlights were significantly bigger than those found on many other automobiles of the time. The large reflectors allowed the lights to project a powerful beam that extended far down the road, giving drivers better visibility during nighttime travel. The headlights also contributed to the distinctive appearance of the vehicle. Mounted prominently on the front fenders, they added to the imposing look of the car's front end. The combination of the massive grille and large headlights created a face that looked both elegant and powerful. For drivers like Clark Gable, these lights made nighttime driving safer and more comfortable. They allowed the driver to see obstacles earlier and navigate dark roads with greater confidence. Number 6. The Duesenberg's interior materials rivaled those used in luxury furniture.
It has 20,000 miles on its odometer. It still has some of its original interior that Duesenberg installed.
Gable wanted a car that would stand out as much as he did, so he added a few special touches like...
The interior of the Duesenberg Model JN reflected the same level of craftsmanship found in high-end furniture and luxury homes of the period. Buyers expected the car's cabin to feel as refined as a well-appointed living room. To achieve this level of luxury, coach builders used premium materials throughout the interior. Seats were typically upholstered in rich leather, selected for both comfort and durability. The dashboard and trim pieces often incorporated polished wood or decorative metal accents that added visual elegance. Carpets were thick and carefully fitted to cover the floor, creating a sense of warmth and sophistication inside the vehicle. Even small details such as door handles and window controls were designed with attention to style and durability. For Clark Gable, stepping into the cabin of his Duesenberg would have felt like entering a private luxury lounge on wheels. The combination of mechanical power and interior refinement made the Model JN a unique automobile that satisfied both performance enthusiasts and lovers of fine craftsmanship. Number 5. The Duesenberg Model JN required constant mechanical maintenance because of its advanced engineering. The Duesenberg Model JN was one of the most technologically advanced automobiles of its time, but that sophistication came with a price. Unlike simpler cars that could operate for long periods with minimal attention, the Duesenberg demanded careful maintenance to keep its complex mechanical systems running properly. The straight 8 engine used intricate components such as dual overhead camshafts, which required precise timing and adjustment. These components worked under high mechanical stress, especially when the engine operated at the speeds for which it had been designed. Owners therefore relied on skilled mechanics who understood the specialized engineering of the car. Regular inspections ensured that valves, ignition components, and lubrication systems continued functioning correctly. Even small misalignments could affect performance. Because the car was produced in relatively small numbers, replacement parts were not always easy to obtain. Mechanics sometimes had to fabricate or carefully restore existing components to maintain the vehicle's original specifications. For Clark Gable, owning such a machine meant maintaining a close relationship with skilled automotive technicians who could preserve the car's performance. This level of attention reinforced the idea that the Duesenberg was not simply a luxury vehicle, but a finely tuned mechanical instrument. Driving one required respect for its engineering and a willingness to care for its sophisticated systems. Number 4. The Duesenberg's fuel consumption reflected the enormous size of its engine.
Later cars would have downdraft. See, what happened, you have your needle, which
Bubbles flowing through it, so I know gas is getting through. So we're gonna...
The impressive straight 8 engine that powered the Duesenberg Model JN delivered remarkable performance, but it also required significant amounts of fuel to operate. During the 1930s, fuel efficiency was rarely a major concern for buyers of luxury automobiles. Owners who could afford a Duesenberg generally prioritized prestige, performance, and craftsmanship over economical operation. The engine's large displacement meant that it consumed fuel at a higher rate than smaller vehicles. When driven enthusiastically, the car could burn through gasoline quickly. However, this characteristic was widely accepted among wealthy drivers of the era. Fuel costs represented only a small portion of the overall expense associated with owning such a vehicle. The large fuel tank ensured that drivers could still travel considerable distances between refueling stops. For Clark Gable, the car's appetite for fuel likely mattered little, compared with the pleasure of driving such a powerful machine. The Duesenberg's fuel consumption simply reflected the engineering priorities of the time: performance first, economy second. Number 3, the Duesenberg's hood opened in large side panels instead of a single piece. The hood design of the Duesenberg Model JN reflected both practical engineering and traditional automotive craftsmanship. Instead of lifting as a single large panel like many modern car hoods, the Duesenberg used 2 long side panels that opened outward from the center. These panels were hinged along the top edge and could be lifted individually to expose the engine compartment. This design allowed mechanics to access different sections of the engine more easily while performing maintenance or repairs. The massive straight 8 engine occupied a large portion of the chassis, and mechanics needed clear access to its various components. Opening one side panel at a time allowed them to reach specific areas without removing the entire hood structure. The design also added visual drama whenever the car was serviced or displayed. When both panels were raised, the engine appeared framed by the open bodywork, revealing the impressive mechanical complexity beneath the hood. For enthusiasts like Clark Gable, watching the hood panels lift to reveal the powerful engine would have been part of the car's theatrical appeal. Number 2. The Duesenberg's massive tires were built to support the car's extraordinary weight.
First car, certainly American car with hydraulic brakes, 1920.
Supporting the weight of a Duesenberg Model JN required specially designed tires capable of handling the stresses created by the vehicle's size and power. The car's heavy steel chassis, powerful engine, and luxurious interior materials added up to a considerable total mass. Engineers therefore equipped the car with large, durable tires designed to carry this weight while maintaining stability. These tires were significantly larger than those used on ordinary passenger cars. Their wide contact patches provided better grip on the road surface, helping the car remain stable during acceleration and braking. The thick sidewalls also helped absorb road vibrations, contributing to the smooth ride quality expected from a luxury automobile. Tire manufacturers of the era designed these components carefully to ensure reliability under demanding conditions. For drivers like Clark Gable, the large tires allowed the car to travel confidently on a variety of road surfaces, while supporting the weight of the vehicle and its passengers. Number 1. Surviving Duesenberg Model JN cars are now among the most valuable classic automobiles in the world.
$100,000 now, $225. Now, $225.
That's where the term, that's a doozy, came from. Because, if it was...
Over the decades since their production, Duesenberg automobiles have become some of the most prized collector vehicles ever built. The Model JN, produced in extremely limited numbers, is especially valuable among enthusiasts and historians. Several factors contribute to this extraordinary value. The car represents a remarkable combination of engineering innovation, luxury craftsmanship, and historical significance. Each surviving example reflects the golden age of American automotive design, when luxury manufacturers competed to build the most impressive vehicles possible. Because relatively few Model JN cars were produced, each surviving vehicle has become an important piece of automotive history. Collectors around the world seek these cars not only for their beauty, but also for their cultural significance. The connection to famous owners such as Clark Gable further enhances the mystique surrounding these machines. When one appears at an auction or prestigious car exhibition, it attracts enormous attention from enthusiasts and historians alike. Today, the Duesenberg Model JN stands as a symbol of an era when craftsmanship, engineering ambition, and luxury combined to create one of the most extraordinary automobiles ever produced. Clark Gable's Duesenberg Model JN represents a time when automobiles were more than transportation. They were rolling symbols of success, power, and personal identity. Long before Hollywood celebrities filled garages with exotic supercars, stars like Gable defined car culture through machines like the Duesenberg. With its massive engine, handcrafted coach-built body, and unmatched luxury, the Model JN stood at the very top of the automotive world. It wasn't just a car, it was a statement. Even today, these rare machines remind us of the golden age of Hollywood glamour, when the right automobile could be as iconic as the star behind the wheel.